Dick's Sporting Goods. But I don't have a number because they gave me your number. She said, yeah, they're trying to claim that this isn't covered. Hey guys, Josh here again with Daily Mountain Bike Rider, and the Nishiki Colorado Comp is back. We are in the Dick's Sporting Goods parking lot, and it is time to put to test the warranty I bought, oh gosh, 6-7 months ago now. So if you haven't been following along with the channel very long, I picked up this bike for $400. That's right, an updated 1x drivetrain plus size tires for $400 bucks. And here's the original price tag that says $499.99, and the receipt that shows I got it for 20% off for all the people who say I didn't get it for $400. So anyway, I bought this bike and it's worked out great, but it has had some problems. With normal wear and tear, some the bike, but some might be Isaac. Isaac, I'm kind of blaming you. Sorry. The bike is now needing a lot of help. Why am I telling you all this? Because I bought the Dick's Sporting Goods No Sweat Protection Plan for $46, and basically they told me I would have no sweat with anything that happens to this bike. So they send you online through the company that's actually doing these no sweat protections. I went and filled out all the paperwork, and they said there's nothing more we can do, you have to call the Nishiki people. So I had a number, I called the Nishiki people, I wasted like an hour of my life. Finally somebody called me back and said, you need to go to Dick's Sporting Goods. So I'm going to bring the camera in, I'm going to bring the bike in, and the hope is to finally get this sorted and see if this protection plan is actually as good as they pitched it to me to be. Sounds too good to be true. Well, let's go see if it actually is. Dick's Sporting Goods. How I love you. All right, I need your help. I've got your no sweat protection plan.
Sherry, could I get you up to Parkside? An athlete needs help because he's trying to file a claim for a bike.
So they have to do a once over on the bike. Let's see what happens. Because it's, if you pick it up, it's like a square. This is super loose, that's fully tightened. The fork sounds like it has water in it, and then the derailleur hanger is bent.
So this is a fun situation right here.
I'm just a problem maker, that's the truth of it. So should I come in when Jody and Corinne are working?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well I am back to the car, and I have learned if you want everybody in an entire store and all employees to look at you with just like disgust and disappointment, bring a vlogging camera and try to put their policies to test. Basically, everyone was in there was so kind. They were super nice. They told me come back when the bike mechanic Jody, who's been on the channel before, he's been an awesome help here at Dick's, and then another manager who's going to be able to help me process this. So I think in the morning I'll wake up, I'll make a call to the Dick's people, the numbers I got, see what comes up and record it so you guys can see it and so that they can see it if they need to, and then come back tomorrow when the right people are here. Okay, see you tomorrow. I am. Alright guys, so it's the next day. It's time to call the number that was given to me by the Dick's Sporting Goods online claim policy to show you what happens when I call. Side note, shout out to the FedEx driver who just walked by and went, "You are the YouTube mountain bike guy. Good to see you, man." So let's call the number.
Thank you for calling Dick's Sporting Goods Corporate Customer Service.
We are currently experiencing very high call volume and longer than usual wait times.
Notice how there's always high call volumes every time. Never is it like there's low call volumes today.
Thank you for calling Dick's Sporting Goods Store Support Center, where sports matter. This is James. How may I help you?
Hey James, I bought your no sweat protection plan for my Nishiki mountain bike. I filed the claim online and it told me to give you guys a call.
Oh, okay. Now let me ask you this. Do you have a Dick's Sporting Goods nearby?
Yeah.
Okay. All you basically have to do at this point is just give them a call, let them know you want to come in, bring the bike in for a checkup, and they'll take good care of you.
So if I go in there and they say, yeah, it's broken, do I call you again?
No, you'll just be calling, assuring at that point, because you have the service department as a witness that the bike can no longer be used, you know?
But I don't have a number for Assurion because they gave me your number.
This is the second time Dick's Sporting Goods gave a customer our number. Give me one moment, please.
Thanks,
I'll be
James.
right back.
The one thing everyone says about these policies is this is what happens. circles.
I say, are you ready for Shurian's number?
Perfect. Thank you, James.
You have a good day, and thank you for calling Dick Sporting Goods.
You too. Bye.
Bye now.
It's getting kind of hot in this car. I'm sweating, but this is called the no sweat policy. Maybe I'm calling from the wrong place? He gave me the number that I'm supposed to call. I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go into Dick's. They're gonna say the bike is broken. Let's call Shurian. Let's call these guys.
Thanks for calling the No Sweat Protection Plan, recorded for quality assurance purposes.
This is the details of the plan.
The fastest,
This
easiest
is
way to file a
full of
claim.
sweat.
Check
Thank you for calling the No Sweat Protection Plan. My name is Brittany. Are you calling to file a claim or check the status of a claim?
Oh, Brittany, it's one or the other. It's probably both.
Okay, I'm not sure why the store would refer you back to us directly.
Okay, so if the bike technician says it's broken to the point it can't be repaired, they'll file a claim with you guys in order to get me a new bike or refund me money or whatever?
Yes, the bike technician would have to be the ones that let us know. Since they are the authorized technicians, we would need to know from them directly that it is unrepairable.
All right, I will go talk with my bike technician and make sure they contact you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Cool. So this is what you do to get things done quickly. You just jump to the next step, and then you figure out all the details. So now I know when I go into Dick's, Jody, the awesome bike tech that I love, will take a look at my bike, tell me it's broken because I'm not a complete moron, and then have to file a claim for me with the manager who will be there on duty. Let's go. Every time I walk through these doors, I feel a little more like a jerk. Let's go. Jody, I'm back.
How's it going?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad at all.
Good.
Hey, Amanda or Corinne, one of you two, could I get you to the bike desk? I just have some questions. Got the no sweat protection plan. Perfect. Things are happening to the bike that should not be happening. They're just issues.
Okay.
And so he filed a claim online like he's supposed to. They gave him a number to call. That number was Dick's.
Yeah.
They said if it needs replaced, call the third-party insurance company. Called them, said that we have to file, a bike mechanic has to file a claim.
Nishiki, I've called in this whole process. They're owned by Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay. So we can totally get this taken care of for you.
So the mechanic and the manager are in the office. It sounds like all they have to do is make a call and verify that the bike is broken, and then the company, which is a third-party company, should then in turn send a check. So we'll see. All right, Jody just came back. He's the mechanic. He's the man. He told me he has to go on lunch, but always such a good dude. He's made this whole experience the best. So Jody, if you're watching this, I know you haven't watched the other 2 videos that have almost 1 million views. You are the man. All right, so the manager just came out again. She's been on the phone taking care of all this. She's been awesome as well. And she said that the assurance company basically has to send a form that a mechanic has to fill out to say it's not economically worth it to repair the bike, which a fork, a crank, and a derailleur hanger, which they don't have, is not economical. So she said it should work, it should be fine, but I'm gonna hear back.
She's asking me exactly what happened. So she wants to know what happened to the front forks and why they're leaking.
Oh yeah, it's just general wear.
And then the crank is loose.
Yeah, it came loose.
Okay.
And it rubs where it connects down.
Okay.
So now it can't be tightened. Okay. So as she was walking away, I said, "This is getting detailed," and she said, "Yeah, they're trying to claim that this isn't covered." And it's like general wear and tear. So she's going to bat for me. It should be covered because there was no big crash, there was no big impact, like it really was just regular use. Well, I found something sitting right next to the bike desk. If your bike can't be fixed, we'll replace it. We'll see.
So I just had a very negative experience with waiting on the phone, so we're just going to get the insert refund.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this being bent, she said there's no way it happened without being in an accident, and that's not covered as wear and tear.
Okay.
So that's what she said about the derailleur. Apparently the forks were never covered in any way, so that doesn't count. However,
Wait, so these weren't covered?
Yep, but it does not say it in the packet, and I asked her, in the packet that we were provided by your company, it does not state that, so how would we know?
Yeah.
And she said if someone is to go online and read through the fine print, then they're going to see all the exclusions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, half hour later, got my money back, but learned a couple of interesting things. Let's debrief in the car. All right, so yeah, so I got my receipt back. $434.79 is returned onto my card. But I learned some interesting things there. First off, the manager, Corinne, huge shout out to her. All the Dick's Sporting Goods employees, every interaction I've had with Dick's so far has been 10 out of 10. So a big shout out to them. I know a lot of people give them a lot of guff for all their political stuff recently, but you know what? As far as their products and their employees, give them a huge thumbs up. The issue really comes with this no sweat protection plan. Jody, once again, being the great guy that he was, kind of gave me a little more of an inside scoop. So this is put on by a company called Assuron. So basically, they are an insurance company. You're buying an insurance policy so that if the product you buy is not satisfactory, say you buy a camping chair and that chair has a seam that comes undone. It's a $20 chair, you bought a $2, $4 policy on it, they're gonna send you a new one. Like, that's an easy problem. It's when you start spending more money that they're gonna ask way more questions in order to give somebody a refund or give them a new product. So Corinne got the serial number, heard all the problems, the 3 main problems, and I had to tell her exactly how those happen, as you saw, and they came back and said that is not covered. It's not covered by normal wear and tear. That would only happen in an accident. This bike has not been in an accident. That's just not the case. And Corinne told me that actually some things on the bike aren't even covered. So the fork's actually not covered. And she explained to them, well, if you look at our, no sweat protection plan we give out to you, it doesn't say anything about that. And the person on the phone told her, if you go online and read all the fine details, you find that things like the fork are not covered. So at the end of it, after having a frustrating conversation with the insurance person, Corinne decided it was in her power to give me a refund out of just Dick's Sporting Goods to take care of me because I'm a customer in need and because they hold up to a policy that was not actually going through. So a couple of things I take away from this. Number 1, Dick's Sporting Goods is a good place and they will take care of you. They stand by their word, so I think that's a really cool thing. Number 2, the bike I bought, the Nishiki Colorado Comp. Would I have bought it again? My answer is yeah. The bike stood up to a lot of difficult mountain bike riding. Isaac and I together probably rode it like 15 times and the bike performed extremely well. Now, did it end up breaking? Yeah, but that bike's not designed for that much use. It's probably designed for light trail use at most. We put it through extensive trail use and it still did really well. And number 3 lesson I take away from this is if you buy these no sweat protection plan, basically insurance coverage on your stuff, read the fine print. Find out everything. And a great question to ask is, have you guys dealt with an actual policy before and how did it go? So now I've got $434 more, except Isaac, who was using the bike, I actually kind of sold it to him. He sold his old bike and this one was an upgrade. So now Isaac is without a bike. I have $430 to help him find one. Guess it's time to find Isaac a pretty good bike. But that's for next time. You know what time it is. Don't spend too much time watching videos of a guy deal with a Dick's Sporting Goods return policy, but get out there, ride your bike, and make sure you do it every day.